this is the Jazzy set, and it does as advertised. It is a jazzy, very nice, smooth, warm, full, beautiful sounding set for your Stratocaster. And if you're a jazz guy, well, this is going to be your call. What makes this set really cool is it's actually quite unstratty in a way, in some ways. I find it almost similar to like a P90. So if you guys are kind of tired of those really thin sounding Stratocasters and you want something with a little bit more meat and girth, well, this might actually be the set for you. When I have the tone knob all the way up, you actually get that kind of steely sound to it. And the strength of it is when you turn down the tone knob, it actually smooths out, it creams out, but it doesn't quite get as muddy as you would expect. It retains a lot of clarity. So very, very useful. If you're a kind of guy that rides a tone knob a lot, this is the set for you. And also that nice smoothness. If you're the kind of guy that plays a blackface amp or a digital amp like a modeler, this is really good at kind of eliminating kind of that fizziness up on the top while still having a nice kind of solid foundation organ. When you put a little bit of gain to it, it actually sounds really, really cool. Very P90-ish in a way. Tired of that, like, you know, twangy Strat tone, you want something a little bit more full, this might be the set for you. And another cool thing to do is if you have like a fuzz pedal and you get down to the neck pickup and roll it down, you get that nice kind of woman tone. So, very nice, big sounding pickup. It sounds neat. Try it out. Well, you can hear by that sound, this is the blues set, and it is a big characteristic that I feel about it is it has this kind of like sagginess in the transient and the attack of it. It's not an immediate thing, it kind of swells up to you, which I guess what leads to that feeling of expression. It is a very expressive set, it's very touch sensitive and really responds well to my playing technique. It really kind of talks to my fingers. A little bit more kind of over round kind of sounding than the classic kind of twangy set, but still very, very nice. Good in between position. A little bit more round, not quite as phasey, but it does have nice percussion to it. What is a big characteristic that I feel about it is it has this kind of like sagginess in the transient and the attack of it. It's not an immediate thing, it kind of swells up to you, which I guess what leads to that feeling of expression. One last thing that's really great about this is, again, if you're an expressive player that really likes to explore your pick attack, it's really kind of fun. But if you're a fuzz player, I find it really works well with fuzzes. The bloom of a fuzz, the aggressiveness of it, it really just makes this guitar sing. I love this one. Really good pickup set. Well, if you haven't guessed it already, these are the twangy pickups, and they do just that. They are super, super twangy. They have that nice precision and sizzle. If you are a country player, well, it's kind of a no-brainer for you. They do the old school country. If you want to add a little bit of gain to it, you get that modern country. And the way the gain works is it's not the kind of gain that blends in with the sound. I find it's the gain, it fights with the gain. So you have that clean sizzle with that little bit of hair on the top. Very classic sound. Other styles you're thinking of that would work really well with this is anything of like early 50s, the early days of the Stratocaster. This is a quintessential Stratocaster sound, the Buddy Holly stuff. Just slap happy awesomeness. If you're doing surf music, it's really nice too. Nice and precise. It's like cutting like a knife. Outside of styles, things that would really work well is if you're the kind of player that has a really warm sounding amp. If you're a tweed player, like a bassman, if you have a Swart amp or a JTM 45, that the sizzle and power of this is really going to complement that sound. And the lower output's going to be great too, because you could really crank those amps to that sweet spot. It's absolutely lovely. Lastly, if you're the kind of person that likes to play in the in-between position on a Strat, well, this, in my opinion, has the best in-between sound. It's very clear and clucky and has that nice phasiness. It's super percussive. It just sounds lovely. Here's the top one. If you're into that kind of like John Mayer in between position, that's really the sound you got here too. Yeah, sounds pretty darn good to me. Well, that is Punchy, and that's the name of the set too. These are the Punchy set, and that's exactly what they are. They are probably the most percussive of the sets. They're nice and even, and they really just smack you with a nice dry transient. Really nice, and this is all clean. This is no effects. Very, very nice. One thing that makes this pickup set really, really nice too is it has a nice clarity to it overall. Unlike the blue set, which, you know, has a very kind of touch-sensitive kind of thing, this one you can just go all out if you're like in a top 40 band and you just want that guitar to be heard and have that nice feeling in the background, that driving force. This might be the set for you. Because of that clarity, it works really, really well with delays. It doesn't really get lost in the murkiness of the repeats. And also with the punchiness, if you're the kind of guy that does high gain, this is also another good choice for you too because of that attack. All that, you know, touch and all of those punchness right in the front, it really comes out above all of that fizz of the gain and distortion, everything like that. Well, those are your options when it comes to the big four pickups from Tone Specific. Actually, Tone Specific has a new set coming out called the 60s Gray Bottoms, which are something I'm super, super excited about. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a video. So if you guys want to see me do a video on it, you know, write it in the comments below or give a shout out to Tone Specific and tell them to send me a set because that'd be pretty darn cool.